Hey there, this might be the 5th podcast you've listened to today. And if it is, I congratulate you for being a podcast fan. That's nice. And I'm glad
nice one.
Yeah, I'm glad that you've tuned into us as well.
I've listened to 6 today.
Oh, well, good for you, Jordan.
Thanks, mate.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
And if this is the first one that you listen to today, then cool. I appreciate us being the first.
Nice that we could welcome your day in with some swearing, opinions, and spoilers.
Yeah, so that's just a nice thing. Oh, have a lovely time. That's all. That's all.
That's really, really positive about this whole experience. This is great.
This is a lovely time.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, yeah.
Take care.
See ya. Hello and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
I'm Keiran.
And this is the podcast where we watch the IMDb top 250 films. We use a random number generator and it tells us what we're going to watch. And we let you know whether it was worth it or not. Keiran, what are we watching today?
Today we are watching Inglourious Basterds.
Indeed.
And it is from 2009.
Yeah.
And it is number 96 on the 250 films list.
Hot damn!
Nice.
That's a high-low number. You know how it works.
High, low, jack, low number. Yep, I do know how that works.
So, Keiran, what do you think the film's about?
I think the film's about a bunch of Nazis. Because I've seen some...
Nazis?
a bunch
oh,
of Nazis.
No. They're the bad ones, Keiran.
a bunch of Nazis.
I don't want to... Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's a bunch of Nazis who... It's weird because it's like, well, Nazis, they're obviously the bad guys. And they go around doing Nazi things. But I think it's a weird film because they tell the story of the Second World War from the Nazis' perspective. And so I reckon it's what with it being Tarantino, I think it's something that he would do. He would tell the story of something famous, but from the different person's perspective, and so therefore they die at the end. So these Nazis, they're going to go about being lads, doing Nazi things, but they tell the story in a way that it almost makes it look like a brotherhood kind of thing. So giving a different perspective on a historical thing, and they end up dying at the end because that's what happened in history.
Yeah. I don't think in Tarantino films the bad guy, like he ever really shines a positive light on bad guys. I don't think, just off the top of my head, I've seen quite a few. Usually the villain does get their, is it comeuppance? Yeah. So I'm not sure if he'd do. I mean, I've seen the film, but I'm not sure if he'd do like a film from the perspective of Nazis. Because it's kind of hard to do a film from the perspective of the villain. I think the best villains in films are ones that have reasons that you can kind of justify in your head.
Right. So what I'm saying is, well, what I think you're saying is that when the bad guy is, or when the main character is a bad guy in the rest of life, it's a Nazi. I mean, you get much worse than that. So it's like this main character is already judged as a bad person.
Yeah.
But then as the film goes on, you end up discovering, different perspectives of this situation because you're seeing it through their eyes. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so there's no point in you predicting.
No, I'm yeah, even just going off of the name, I'd find it hard to think of what this could really be about.
What do you think about the whole...
I would think it's about a group of like rough, bad guys.
What do you think about the spelling? Because it's Inglourious Basterds.
I think it's stupid. I don't have many more thoughts than that. I just don't. Why?
Oh,
what does it?
Because that it led me to thinking that it was something to do with France.
Okay. Well, maybe Inglourious.
So what I'm saying is
a group of rapscallion children who are bastards.
All right, but French.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Let's go for that. Let's see if that's what's in the film.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. And watching the film. Okay, and we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Kieran, do you want to start us off?
Yes, Nazis.
Scalps.
Occupied France.
Italiano.
Brad Pitt.
German.
Spies.
Cinema.
Very British people.
Yeah.
All right. We're just calling it there.
Yeah. Let's just call it there.
Okay.
My thoughts are not fast on this one, I don't think. Okay. So, have you got a 15-second pitch?
I think this is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
I think so.
I reckon it'll be hard too.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a 5-second grace period to get your thoughts together. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, go.
Nazi-occupied France. They're rounding up all the Jews. There's a bunch of American Jews who go around trying to kill all the Germans. There's also one of the Jews who was being chased up, and she plots to blow up all the Germans. The Americans also kill a bunch of Nazis at the same time. All of the Germans die in a cinema in Paris at the end.
20 seconds.
I didn't do it justice either.
I think you stuck with it. It was when you started going into the French Jew. Like it was like a whole other arc that I think.
But do you know what I'm saying though? Because there's like two stories going on at the same time.
Yeah. You are not wrong. I said it was hard. I said it was going to be hard. Don't worry, I'm not angry at you.
I was just waiting for you to say just disappointed, because that's something that you would say.
Or is it just disappointment that you expect?
Okay.
Another one of our couch therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So
synopsis?
Yeah, let's do a synopsis.
All right. We open with a farm in France.
Mm-hmm.
And there is the dad of this family, and don't know where the mum is, but the dad of the family is he's doing some gardening outside or whatever he's doing. He's tending to his farm. Chopping wood, thank you. Outside. His daughters are doing farm things, house things, whatever. A bunch of SS German people come. And essentially tells them to all go inside. Side note, the family is really fit. Everyone in the family is really attractive. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the father of this family and the SS, the head of the the biggest guy in this group of SS people, have this conversation. Start speaking.
General Hans Linda. Lander. Oh, I was close. Close.
Yeah. Hans Lander is the guy's name, yeah. And
played by Christopher Waltz.
Oh, okay. Right, cool. I mean, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I just the only actor I knew was Brad Pitt, so there we go.
Yeah, of course.
So you got the Hans Lander, and you got this French farmer. And they're having a conversation, and this guy, Hans Lander, he is nicknamed the Hunter because he rounds up all the Jews and he finds them all in France.
The Jew Hunter, yeah.
Yes, he's a Jew Hunter. And essentially, this French farmer is hiding Jews in the basement underneath his house. And this guy, Hans Lander, massacres the whole family apart from one who's called Sashala. And she runs away and...
Into the distance,
and we skip to 4 years later?
Yeah, something like that.
4 years later, there's a bunch of American Jews who are in the army.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the super American Brad Pitt, who is Lieutenant Aldo Rain, and he gets these group. He gets all of these American Jews together, and he says, "What we're going to do is we're going to go over to Nazi-occupied France. We're going to basically go around, and we're going to kill as many Nazis as we can. How many?
Get their scalps.
How many Nazi scalps does he want? Is it 100 each? Yeah.
And I want my scalps.
Yeah. So he scalp. So the thing is that when they kill Nazis, they scalp them.
Yeah.
Which is gross. They go around and they become infamous for being these people who go around.
Because whenever they kill the Nazis, whenever they get a group of Nazis, they'll leave one, and Lieutenant Aldo Rain will carve in a swastika into their forehead and let them free, so they can go and tell the rest of the Nazis about them, so that they can generate fear and chaos.
Yeah. And these people are known as the Inglourious Basterds.
Yes.
And they develop a plot with some British spies.
Yes.
And a German Nazi spy on the inside, so she's a double agent.
Mm-hmm. She
is a famous film actor, and she's also being a spy.
001.
What?
I don't know. It was a James Bond joke. It didn't land.
No. Well, wouldn't it be 1, 2, 3, 007? I don't know. That's not 7 in German. I'm so sorry.
007.
No. So they have this plot, and what the plot is they're gonna go to this film premiere in Paris.
Yeah.
And all of the big Nazi bigwigs, they're gonna be at this film premiere, and even Hitler's gonna be there. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna
kill them all and blow it all up.
They're gonna kill them all, blow it all up, and they're gonna just topple the Nazi regime.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time as this plot happening, there's also Sashala. She is now in Paris 4 years later, and she has changed her name. She's got a new identity.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is now Emmanuelle Mimieux, and which is like the most French name you could ever come up with.
Yeah.
And she is the owner of this cinema. Now, there is a man who comes up to her when she's changing the sign in front of the cinema.
Yeah.
Who's trying to chirp her, having no luck. What she ends up finding out is that this German guy who approached her is actually a war hero in Germany, and all the Germans bloody love him.
They bloody love him.
They bloody love him. And Goebbels, old Mr. Propaganda for the SS, he is making a film about this war hero and about some time that he killed loads of Jews and whatever.
He's like in a watchtower and for 3 days killed like over 300 or something
like that. Anyway,
stupid.
Crazy amount of
American nasty.
Yeah. And they decided that they're going to premiere this film in this little cinema that this woman has. Now, this woman, she obviously isn't Emmanuelle Mimieux. She is Sashala from back in the day when her family got killed by the Jew hunter.
Yeah.
And so she begrudgingly accepts that these Nazis are going to come into her cinema.
Yeah, because there's very little she can actually do about it.
Yeah, because if she declines, then she's just going to get, killed. And there's, and so she plots with the other person who works there, who is the person who runs the projectors, and he's a black dude, and they're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can probably guess that a black dude in Nazi-occupied France isn't going to be the most.
I actually heard somewhere that Hitler considered black people to be the second most, the second best race after the Aryans.
I prefer not to comment.
Okay. I mean, I don't know whether there's any truth to that. That's just something I heard.
I'm going to say okay and move on.
Okay.
So, okay. Now moving on. And so they're in cahoots. But anyway, the Hans Lander says to Emmanuelle Mimieux, by the way, Hans Lander the whole time knows that Emmanuelle Mimieux is actually Sashala, and he drops subtle hints. Well, it's not actually subtle, throughout the film, that he knows stuff. He's actually a wicked detective. He doesn't really like being called a Jew hunter. He's a really good detective who knows when people are hiding Jews and all this stuff. Anyway, Emmanuelle Mimieux and the other person who works in the cinema, they plot to set the whole cinema in flames with all of the Nazis inside. They lock all the doors and they set the whole thing alight. So this plot to set the whole cinema in flames and the plot by the Inglourious Basterds to blow up the cinema is happening at the same time, but neither of them know that the plot's happening. There are a few twists and turns within the plots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure it's important to go into those details. There's scenes. There's a scene in a basement bar.
Right. I think I can quickly go over this.
Yeah.
So the German spy, the lady who is an actor.
The double agent.
Yeah, she's an actor. So she's there in to the premiere because she has actually been invited. And then there is the other two. So the Englishman and the German. Because there was a German soldier who had like gone against Nazis and killed loads of them and something like that. So he got recruited. So they're going to go into the premiere with Lieutenant Aldo Rain and his people.
Because the German guy can obviously speak German, and also the English guy can also speak German very well.
Exactly, yeah. They're actually like spies. Sorry, yeah. Lieutenant Aldo Rain is not supposed to be going, actually. No. It's supposed to be those, and they're going to go and cause havoc and blow it up. When they're downstairs, because that's where they're meeting, the Germans...
By the way, downstairs, not downstairs in the cinema. Yeah. They're in some random bar somewhere.
Yeah. So the German actor has organised for them to meet there. There also happens to be a party going on because there's like a German group and one of them just had a baby. So it's all sort of like rowdy. And when they get there, as I said, there's a member, a high-ranking German official who takes an interest in the actress, wants to sit with them at this sort of like captain's general's table, as it is, as the English spy and the German spy have both got high-ranking official uniforms, so they're pretending that they're high-ranking officials. And they start to drink, they have a conversation, and eventually the English spy gives it away. English spy, who's he played by? Michael Fassbender. Gives it away by giving an indication of 3 with the wrong type of fingers.
So he orders 3 more glasses.
He orders 3 more glasses, but he does it using
the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger,
yes,
as opposed to the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger, which is what European people do.
Yes, apparently. So that gives it away eventually, and then they sort of get made, and then it turns into a shootout, which only the actress survives, but she's got shot in the leg or something like that, or stabbed in the leg or something like that. Lieutenant Aldo Rain obviously finds out all this shit's going down, goes and they sort it out, basically get the actress back. But she has to wear a cast. They pretend that she's been skiing that night before.
Accident.
And Lieutenant Aldo Rain is now going to have to go with 2 of his men, but they can't speak any other language other than a little bit of Italian. Well, Aldo Rain can speak a little bit of Italian, and by that, it's literally...
Do you actually mean Italian?
Yeah, it's just si.
Yeah.
And...
Arrivederci.
Si. Buongiorno.
It's so bad.
Yeah, and... but they go through their names, don't they? And just, anyway. Yeah. So that's how they get it. It doesn't really go much further than that, does it? Really? Like, that's how they get in.
Yeah, because the Hans Lander, he looks at the actress and he looks at her cast and he's like, "Oh, it looks like you have only had the cast for a day," and she's like, "Oh, but it only happened today. It only happened yesterday," and he's like, "Oh, well, what mountains are near Paris?" And she's like,
yeah,
and he's clearly like, I've fucking found you out.
You. Yeah.
And so he takes her aside just as everyone's going inside the theater, and goes into the into some side room. Basically, he kills her.
Yes.
Now everyone's inside the cinema. Long story short, the remaining people from the Inglourious Basterds have bombs strapped to their legs.
Mm-hmm.
They go and they find where Hitler is.
Yeah.
They get guns. They shoot Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
And they make a very big point of showing Hitler being thrashed with bullets and Goebbels being thrashed with bullets.
Yeah.
Their bombs explode.
Yeah.
Also, Emmanuel Mimieux, the person who was supposed to be setting the cinema in flames, she is in the projector box.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who the film is about, who we referenced earlier,
who's taken a liking to Emmanuel,
he comes into the projector box. They basically kill each other.
Yeah, he tries to chat her up. She again sort of ignores him, and then ends up shooting him. He shoots her back. They die.
They bleed out, and the black dude, who's in cahoots with Emmanuel, he sets
does as instructed and sets the thing alight.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then Hans makes a deal with Lieutenant Alderaan that he will allow the evening to go ahead, ending the war, if they will give him immunity.
Yep.
And lots of other stuff. The film ends with them crossing over into American soil. Lieutenant Alderaan then shoots one of the other Germans and then carves a swastika into...
Hans is pissed because he's like, well, the deal was that you wouldn't kill this guy.
Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, the deal, they needed you, they didn't need him.
And we're just going to do this anyway.
He's like, they will kill you for this. He's like, yeah... Nah, probably just going to get chewed out. I've been chewed out before. And then he just carves a swastika in his forehead so that he'll always be known as a Nazi, and the film ends.
There we go.
So you want to do some beefs?
Yeah, I'll go into some beefs. All right, so first of all, in that very first scene, in that whole thing, when they're having a conversation in the farmhouse, there's a point where, so they're all talking in French. And Haslander's talking in French, and he says, in French, he says, my French can only go so far. Do you speak English? Would you permit me to speak English in your house? Blah 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 blah. His French is absolutely impeccable. Are you kidding me? It was amazing. There's no way he wouldn't be able to finish that conversation. That's the only beef I had with that particular conversation.
Yeah, I did have a note saying, I bet Keiran is buzzing off of all of this French stuff.
Mate, so much. Oh, I do have one more beef actually from that. I'll come back to that for the bits and bobs. But
actually, I just want to say, only 30% of this film is in English. For like a Hollywood Western film, there's only 30% of the dialogue is in English.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. And the remaining 70 is split between
French, German, and Italian.
Well, yeah, like what, 2% Italian?
Yeah, no, because Hans speaks some Italian, doesn't he?
Yeah, just whipped out like loads of lines, and everyone was like, what?
Dominique Coco?
Anyway, yeah, but so they when they massacre all of the family apart from Sashala, they don't go underneath the floorboards. They just fuck up the floorboards.
Yeah, and
I just thought, okay, well, the French farmer guy helped you out by telling you that there were. Yeah, you didn't have to fuck up the floorboard. Now he's got to do some DIY, and that's just a hassle because I just feel like that was unnecessary because you were going to kill them anyway.
It's hiding Jews in a Nazi-dominated state. I mean, he's lucky they didn't kill him.
Yeah. So are you saying that a floorboards is a reasonable compromise?
Wait. That I just want to clarify. I don't think that should have happened. I'm not saying. I just heard that sentence over in my head. I'm like, so basically, he's lucky they didn't kill him. Fucking Jew hating, Nazi hating,
Jew sympathizer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify it. Not a Nazi.
Okay. All right.
I have loads of Jew friends.
We're having this conversation, are we now? Okay. Okay. Next thing, the whole scalping thing was just grim.
Yeah,
sure, it was fine, but it was just grim.
Did we see much of it though? I know we saw a very vivid one right at the end.
And and there was also enough at the start. Well, like there's just one point where they're just all scalping. Yeah. They're all scalping them, and it was just quite. Anyway, why does every single Tarantino film have to have Western music?
There's a lot of things that Tarantino films always have that they don't. It's questionable. Apparently, Tarantino has a bit of a foot fetish. Really? In every single one of his films, there's a dedicated scene of a woman's foot. Yeah,
and there definitely was that in this. Yeah, and there was a lot of point. Actually, come to think of it now, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because there were points where it just lingered on the foot, even the foot in the cast. Mm-hmm. It was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about foot fetishes, so I'm
to
not,
each his own.
Yeah, I guess, but you don't really have to make it into a film. Just make a porno.
Tarantino's a weird guy.
There we go. Cool. All right. You got any beefs?
I didn't like Brad Pitt's accent. I don't understand why he had to be so American. Dude, it pissed me off. American. Just like, I feel like I'm watching it and it feels like it's trying to make a point, but I'm not getting what the point is. Okay. And that's all I've got to say about that. Can you not
accept that he would just be that American?
No.
Because people are that American.
Why?
I mean, I don't know why people are that American, because it's almost like they're a caricature of themselves.
The stupid Kieran, I don't like it.
You're saying that Americans are stupid?
No, maybe. No, I'm not.
That much American is quite a lot.
But that's not what Brad Pitt sounds like. So it's
well,
done
obviously not. He's acting. That's what they're doing.
Okay, all right, but it just annoys me, and just leave it at that.
Okay.
Also, as I said to you earlier, I don't know if it's because I've seen the film already, but in watching it again in preparation for this podcast, I stopped watching it 10 minutes before the end.
Why?
Because I was that disinterested.
What do you mean?
I remember when I watched it the first time, I love the first scene. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Christopher Waltz is amazing. He's such a great actor.
I made several notes about how amazing of an actor he was.
Talking about having a villain that you can root for, it's great. So I love the first scene, and then when we get introduced to the Inglourious Basterds, I'm like, okay, all right, Bear Jew, that sounds interesting. Oh, it's just a dude with a bat. Okay, that's less interesting.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's some spy stuff going on. There's some nice exchanges here. This is kind of cool. I like the dialogue going on and stuff. That's cool. How he's catching them out. And then after that, I drop off. I don't care. After that scene, that there's really not much, nothing else, except from. In fact, it's just the bits when they're getting where it's either the scenes with Christopher Waltz in. All of those, I love them.
Yeah.
And the scene where they're down in the basement. Everything else, I just don't care. I don't know what it is. I just feels like nothing really happens, and I'm just like, for a Tarantino film, I'm used to, I don't know, a little bit more interesting dialogue throughout, not just. I don't know. I didn't relate to many of the characters. I didn't find anyone. There was no one I really cared about other than Christopher Waltz.
Oh man, I think I had the complete opposite, because I really felt myself that. Before, it was really obvious that they were definitely going to go ahead and kill everyone. So when they were getting found out in the cinema, mate, my heart was racing. It was like, shit, are they going to do this? Are they not? Are they all going to die? And it's going to be like a sad ending. Is Hitler still going to be going on? I had no idea.
Yeah,
fully had no idea, and I just couldn't see how it could still go forwards. And I just knew, especially when the guy who is in love with Emmanuel, they end up killing each other. I thought he was going to spoil their whole plot.
I really like that actor as well.
Yeah, he was a good actor.
David Brüller or something like that. I'm not sure. He's in some Marvel films. He's good. I like him.
Oh, okay, cool.
He does a good job of doing villains as well.
Yeah. Do you have other specific beef or general beefs?
No.
All right.
Bits and bobs?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Samuel L. Jackson narrate parts in this film.
Did he?
I've got a note here saying Samuel Jackson is narrating, ? There was a bit where there is some narration happening, and I think it is Samuel Jackson, but I'm not 100% sure without him saying motherfucker or being able to see him.
I somehow remember his name being in the credits, and I remember looking at the credits.
He is in
the intro credits. I just thought the amount of famous names on the credit list was just ridiculous.
Yeah, he is in a lot of Quentin Tarantino films. That's why I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
There was the bit with Mike Myers in Austin Powers.
I mean, I know who Austin Powers is, but who he is, but who
when Michael Fassbender, the English spy, is first being put on the mission, and he's sat inside the room with the who I believe is supposed to be Churchill.
Yeah. Who was Mike Myers?
He was just some other captain guy who was briefing him.
Oh, so he was that? Okay,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a bit where it's just like he's talking. He's just like, so you're going to have to blow up the basket. And then in my head, I just heard from the Austin Powers, bum 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 ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
Mate, that whole scene was absolutely brilliant.
I remember when I first watched it, seeing Mike Myers, I was like, yeah, Mike, I remember him from Austin Powers. What's he doing in films again?
Well, I had no recollection of him because I didn't recognize it was Mike Myers.
Okay.
So I just saw it as being really British stuff. And so the guy offers a drink and he's like, be a good chap and get it out of the globe. And the guy said, if you offered me a scotch and plain water, I would drink a scotch and plain water. Absolutely.
Yeah,
brilliant.
There was some good.
It was the most
lines,
British conversation ever. And also the way that Churchill is just is just sitting in the room, like just third wheeling that conversation. There's another one he said, there was a bunch of jolly good, sir. And also, so the guy, Mike Myers, says, got the gist? And the spy says, I should think so, sir. Paris when it sizzles. I just thought it was just a really nice quote. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, some good English stuff. But yeah, I see Mike Myers and I expect him to be funny. And he wasn't that. I don't know. I just remember him from Austin Powers. So I was expecting very comedic, and it wasn't. It was a bit more like
just being a character,
tongue in cheeky. Just
British. He was just really British.
Yeah, and also he wasn't really in the film again. So I was just like, well, that was a weird. It was a weird person to bring in for that role.
See, this is the thing. When you know nothing about actors, you're not encumbered by all of the issues that come with knowing people from other films. So you just accept people for who they are. You know, accept. It's deep. Jordan.
Look at you, Keiran. Aren't you just fucking incredible?
Oh, you said it. Any other bits and bobs?
So, the German spy actress lady.
Yeah.
She was pretty rude to some of the Germans.
Yeah.
I just feel like even for an actress, she probably would have encountered some issues from that.
What, as in
she
like
wouldn't have got away with
essentially
it as much as she did.
I think within that social and military thing, I reckon a famous actor, actress, whatever, is of a higher social rank than the normal army privates that there were in that room.
Yeah,
and
especially was also German as well. So
yes, and also bear in mind that the whatever general that there was in that bar as well really wanted to speak to her. So I reckon he would have let her get away with saying a few things.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've got a few bits and bobs if you're
tough.
Okay.
No, go on.
Again, going back to that first farm scene, because that really is such a good scene. It's such a polite encounter. It's just so...
It's brilliant. It's so good.
The dialogue is just... And I want to have encounters that are that polite.
It's the writing as well, so it's not... You can't just give it all to Christopher Waltz, because the writing is great.
Yeah.
What he's actually saying.
And the way it's filmed. Like, everything. His stationary set, oh my God. I want a stationary set like that.
When they get the pipe out, it's brilliant.
By the way, where did he hide that pipe? Because it's a massive pipe. Sure, he's wearing a big...
As it is your house, sir, do you mind if I smoke my pipe? Of course, it is okay for you to do so. The same. And they like get the pipe out, and he gets his pipe out. Dude, no, sorry. Yeah, he gets his pipe out, and he's like, "Would you mind if I also get my pipe?" And he just gets his pipe out, and it's like 10 times the size of his.
It looks like a foghorn. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's amazing. Serious pipe game.
Just a little quick bit of trivia as I'm on the Christopher Waltz hype train. This is the first film of Quentin Tarantino's to have won an Oscar, and it was Christopher Waltz winning Best Support Character.
Wow.
Yeah. He then went on to win again in Django Unchained.
So who's the main character?
Right?
Would it be Aldo Rain?
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel like it's split between three.
Yeah,
it's Aldo Rain, it's Emmanuel, and it's Hans Landa.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So I guess Brad Pitt's the biggest name on the bill, so maybe he would take the credit for that.
He is like in the center of the cover art as well, I guess.
So that probably wrap up that point.
Well, thank you for wrapping up my point so neatly there, sir.
That's all right. A few more things on Lieutenant Aldo Rain.
No, that's enough for you. I just wanted to quickly... No, I'm joking.
Thanks. That was worth it.
To clip your wings there a little bit.
Oh, okay. So
that was a point. Call back to a discussion we had in Citizen Kane.
Okay.
About taking hats off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when the first scene when Christopher walks into the cabin place,
Yeah.
doesn't take it. He doesn't take his hat off. So therefore, Nazis are rude.
Okay.
But it's set in 1941, the same time as Citizen Kane. So we would have expected the same hat etiquette.
That is a good point. I think it's different with the military, though. Maybe.
Let me just call them 1 sec. Hello? Is that the military?
Yes, this is the military.
Is it different with hats back in 1941? Do you take them off?
Well, where would you think that we take them off, sir?
When talking to a lady or indoors?
It depends on the situation. If we're talking to a lady who would think that is a higher status than us, then yes, we would take that off. And otherwise, no. We keep them on. Keep our status.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I have other business to attend to. Bye.
Oh, what did they say, Jordan?
I feel a bit cheated because you were answering my question, which I disagreed with you with. So
What?
you're obviously going to...
No. You were just on the phone to...
Oh, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, they said that... They said that I was wrong and you were right.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that the military agrees with you.
Yeah.
Agrees with me, sorry. Okay, this is good.
Yeah, okay.
Mate, we should... Well, I think we're laughing because we know how much this isn't making the cut.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to bring some... do you want to be someone in the film? Who do you want to be?
If I was to be someone in the film, I think I would be the actor, so the German actress, and I think I would have tried to take charge of Aldo Rain more because she knew the situation with the Germans way more.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I think that she should have tried to get more shit done in that basement bar, and also she could have found a way to get rid of the other guy quicker. Or they could have gone somewhere else. Because they were saying, we can't leave straight away. We've got to stay for one drink.
Yeah.
At the same time, she could have left somewhere else.
Yeah.
Additionally, I don't understand why she wouldn't. So there was this whole thing where in the whole kerfuffle with the shootout in the bar, she lost a shoe when she left.
Yeah.
Surely you would have wanted to remove all of the evidence. Why would you have not taken your shoe?
It's not like anyone's going to stop you.
And therefore, still, Hans Lander is going to be suspicious of you in the cinema anyway. Yeah. And he probably would have killed you just by looking at the cast. He would have thought. But when Hans Lander saw the shoe, he was suspicious, and then he put two and two together really quickly.
Yeah,
he put Vi and Vi together to get and to get Vida, and he said, "I'm going to kill you." So he killed her. And so what I'm saying is, I would have covered my tracks better as the actress.
Okay.
About you?
It's hard not to just say Christopher Waltz because he was cool. I'd like to just be him and then I don't know, use my investigative skills for good rather than evil.
So would you have been a double agent?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of was.
He was concerned with numero uno. He didn't care about anything else because he violently killed people, and he authorized the killing of many others. So, and in the end, he does the deal to protect himself and another person. But it's for him.
Yeah.
So he's just very self-centered. I don't think he necessarily cares for the Nazis or the opposition.
Yeah,
it's just him, and he's just surviving and doing what he does best.
Cool.
I'd probably just try to have more of a moral compass and sort of actually, because he's just incredible. So just do that for good.
Sure. I've got a quick question before we go into bringing in someone.
Okay.
Where do you think Lieutenant Aldo Rain keeps all of his scalps? Because he says through all of his
up his butt.
Okay, where do you think he actually keeps them? Because he does say, "I want those scalps."
Yeah.
So is it just like you got to scalp them, show me the scalps, or you got to hold them in your bag for a certain amount of time?
Just put them in a satchel, don't you? So your scalp satchel.
Yeah, but how
scalp sack?
How heavy do you think 100 scalp sack is? Not only it's got to be big.
A slab of skin is quite heavy.
Yeah, I reckon it is. So you say that as if you're speaking from experience, but I don't think they're carrying around. They look like they travel light. That's what I'm saying. I don't reckon they have a big old sack
they have
full
a
of
base
Nazi
of operations
scalps.
that they can return to.
What, and just store all the Nazi scalps?
Yeah.
That's rough.
I feel like he'd do something with them.
Yeah, or
like make a big
like
giant collage of Hitler or something.
Like a mood board.
Yeah.
Nazi scalps.
A vision board, mate. It's just
a vision board.
All I envision is just me having lots of scalps.
Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm just picturing a wall of furry head, furry... Oh.
No, I don't like
that's
that.
so grim.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Okay, who would you bring into the film?
I would like to bring Samuel Jackson into the film.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because I feel like he belongs in every Quentin Tarantino film. And if not narrating in this film, I would like to give him some sort of, I don't know, something within the Inglourious Basterds. Yeah. Because they don't have, there's Jews, but they don't have anyone that's black amongst their ranks.
Right.
And I feel like, you know how in Platoon they had like the sort of, there was like the group of like black guys. It almost brings another dynamic to it. Like to have an American black guy, I feel like it could just increase your options of dialogue and sort of conversations and perspectives that you could bring into the film.
Yes. However, the Nazis weren't going straight. I mean, their headline was Jews more than black people.
Yeah. No, and that's fine. I mean, he could
I agree,
be a Jewish black guy. That's fine.
Diversify the Inglourious Basterds by all means, but I think their USP is being just.
Can we
Jews.
make the Bear Jew Samuel Jackson?
Oh, absolutely.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
And imagine, so he's just like let his hair grow out. He's just got a huge fucked up afro. And like, so he's just looking like a fucking state.
And says motherfucker between every single
and like,
baseball
and
bat
he's just
hit.
got that one eye really open. You know what I mean? Like, just that one stink eye, just constant, and it's just like, your motherfuckers like to kill Jews
with his eyeballs wide open. Wow. Okay, that sounds real scary.
Exactly.
Okay.
As the Bear Jew should be, not just a
cocky
a little guy with a.
He's not a little guy.
He's quite small.
No,
he's quite small.
Yeah, he's broad. Okay, he's small, but he's broad. Whatever.
All right.
I'm going to bring in Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Now, the reason is because...
Well, which one?
The fucking... No, because I swear... I thought hard about this. The one who is Brad Pitt.
Okay.
So which one is that? What do they call him?
The one that is Brad Pitt, that is Tyler.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think it's been a long time since I've seen that film.
Okay, well, listeners, you guys know the one that is Brad Pitt.
You bring in what would you make Brad Pitt play him?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's have.
I feel like I've hijacked your B, but
I'm multi-rolling Brad Pitt.
Okay,
Brad Pitt not only is.
Oh, so there's two Brad Pitts.
Yeah. Brad Pitt 1, Brad Pitt 2.
I don't know about that.
Well, you know, do you remember, throw back to fucking Blade Runner, episode 1?
Yeah.
Where we brought in Indiana Jones. So there were 2 Harrison Fords in one film. Yeah? Yeah.
Did we bring in another one? I thought he was
what?
Indiana Jones instead of who he already was.
Well, any time that we bring a character in from another film into a film, all the characters from that original film exist.
But I thought we could swap them out.
Yeah. But what I was envisaging when I said that wrong.
What were you envisaging?
What I was envisaging with when we did Blade Runner.
Sounds like some futuristic tech company. Envisaging.
There was that you've got fucking hell, what was the guy's name? Decker. You've got Decker from Blade Runner just being thank you, incapable of doing anything, and you've got Indiana Jones there as well. So as much as they're both being played by the same actor, they're looking at each other like one of them's like, "Oh, I wish I was you," and the other one was like, "You suck," and they're just both there in the same scene.
Oh, okay, we were having a different conversation then, because I'm pretty sure I was thinking it was just Indiana Jones,
just
not
being Decker instead.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway. I was going to bring in as a bonus. The reason why I want to bring in Tyler Durden is because Emmanuelle with her boyfriend, the black film projector guy, makes a film, and in the middle of the Nazi film that they put on in the cinema, you have to change the reels. Back in the day, you have to change the reels between the film, within the film. Yeah. And so but instead of putting the fourth reel of this film on, they put on a film that they made. And so the film that they made was something where it was Emmanuelle saying, "I'm going to kill you all."
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Flames, blah 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 blah. Tyler Durden, before he became someone who sold soap, he would work in cinemas.
Yes.
And he would splice together film tapes, and he would do that whole thing in a projector thing, and he would splice little bits of porn in between the films. So what I'm saying is, evidently, he's expert at splicing film tapes. Therefore, he'd be very useful in the art of splicing together the film tapes. I'm not saying that Emmanuelle's not good at it, because clearly it seemed to work very well. She seemed to know what she was doing.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be any issues.
No, I'm just saying an extra pair of hands on deck might have just speed up the process. More hands make for light work. So that's what I'm saying. It could have been useful to do that.
Okay. I thought you were going to have him do the message at the end. Because that would have been quite cool.
That would have been cool.
You know how he does the whole, "You are the breathing, eating, shitting all scum of the earth." Just that sort of monologue sort of thing at them whilst they're burning.
Yeah.
Just imagine
I guess
that.
So. It was just more powerful with it being Emmanuelle, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And she did the cackle way better than I think Tyler would have.
I really liked the smoke in
the fact that it projected onto the smoke
made me think
because
of
the screen
the
was on
Wizard
fire
of Oz or something.
Yeah, because the screen was on fire, and so it just projected
physics. Yeah,
just painting a picture.
It was. Why was it? Because the screen was on fire.
What?
What? Wait. What? Why do you think there was a image of her?
Well, I was just explaining. Because we just brought up the smoke just like that, and then we kind of agreed
sorry,
with things.
yeah.
So
okay,
I was just explaining for the listeners.
I thought
the whole cinema was on fire, and so the screen was gone. So normally the picture would be no longer there because there's nothing to be projected onto. But there was so much smoke because everything was on fire that the picture was still projected onto the smoke.
The science checks out.
Physics, people. So, Jordan, would you stay indoors to watch this film?
No.
Wow. Okay, that was quick. Okay, all right.
I didn't like it. I thought it was a boring film. There's watch the first scene with Christopher Waltz. That's it for me, really. There's not much else that I'd stick around for. You could quite easily watch the first 10 minutes of the film and be happy.
Wow.
As far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, boring film.
All right.
You?
I'm definitely staying indoors to watch this film. I fucking loved it. I thought it was wicked. Not only was that first, by the end of that first scene, I was like, oh my days, this is going to be awesome. I was just involved. I love the way that the film. I just loved the style of film.
Yeah.
As much as I don't know anything about film, I could tell that it was a particular style of film, and I recognized that I enjoyed that style of film.
Okay, but you don't know what that style of film is.
Well, I guess it's just Tarantino. I think it's just Tarantino being Tarantino. Actually, I don't really know. I
think so.
I just liked it for all of the specific zoom ins and oh, this is the bit in Bob I wanted to bring in earlier.
Oh, okay.
So
bonus bit.
I'm sorry, bonus. We're just gonna throw this in.
Yeah,
mate. I found this fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So. All right, so you got the film. The guy that the film is about, that the Nazis make, is this guy who is interested in Emmanuelle.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. He's a war hero, and the Germans in Paris, whenever they see this guy, they're freaking out because he's a celebrity. This guy, but Emmanuelle doesn't see the hype because he's just another Nazi that's killed more people. But when these Nazis see this guy, they're like, "Oh my god!" And they're all freaking out.
Yeah,
and So this guy, he sees Emmanuelle in the bar, and he's trying to chirp her in this bar, and it's not going well at all. But there's this other Nazi that comes in, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's you!" Blah 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 blah. And they're all talking in German. And he's super super hyped, and he's smiling and everything, and he's so excited. And instead of saying goodbye, he says, "Heil Hitler," and then goes home. Like this.
And you liked that, yeah?
You can't say Heil Hitler excitedly. You just can't do that. You just can't. And I just thought it was the campus rendition of Heil Hitler I've ever seen. Because no matter how, I just had the idea that no matter how, you would exchange any goodbye for Heil Hitler. So it's like, say you're in a bit of a bad mood. Oh, yeah, see you later, Heil Hitler, and then you're off. or like,
yeah, you can't
like a good night at the end of a date. All right, yeah, cool. Yeah, maybe see you next week. Yeah, Heil Hitler. And then you're off. okay, see you after school, honey. Heil Hitler. And just as you go. It's just a bit of a weird way to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I was staying to watch this film. Yeah, that was my little bonus bit.
Okay. So, Kieran, what are we watching next week?
Some like it hot.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As soon as I did it, I'm
leaving it in. You know that,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Some like it hot.
Hot.
There you go.
Yeah, so there you go. You got a week. Plug in the old
headphones,
DVD player. Head down to your local Blockbuster.
Put the VCR in.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to stick a VCR into a DVD player. Come on, Kieran.
What? For fuck's sake!
What?
Just load it in. I was put the VCR player into your TV. That's what I was saying. Get your SCARTs out.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Jesus, just bloody watch the film and then join us next week.
Betamax. Yeah, do that.
See you later.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Although storms may rage and the winds may blow,
bloody hell.
At 250 Reasons, post we go.
Nice. He tied it up.
Thank
well
you very
done.
much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So that's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And at 250 Reasons, 250reasons@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can send us your 15-second pitch of the film.
And don't forget to subscribe at
Apple Podcasts, Podbean,
Stitcher,
Acast,
Spotify.
So yeah, all those nice things.
It. Oh, and YouTube.
Oh yeah, there's that one too. So you know. All right, and if you've got any poems, you can send them in as well. I guess.
Send in your best haiku.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.